Hi! How's everyone doing? I'm good. You know why? It's my birthday today. Well, when you're watching this, it won't be my birthday, but today's my birthday, April 14th, Saturday. Ooh, 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 ooh. And this is my first makeup video, so I'm excited to share with you guys my little makeup routine. And I'm also going to talk. It's gonna be a little chatty video. And if you follow me on Instagram and you saw my post from last year about all the 25 things I need to start doing at the age of 25, I'm gonna share with you if I accomplished some of those things or not. And I'll share with you what number 26 is. Let's get this show on the road. So the first one on my list of like the 25 goals that I had when I was 25 years old was take risk. And I took a few risks, but I think the top one for me was taking that risk at staying at my job, because I had a difficult start there and a hard time. And if you read one of my blog posts, I talked about my mentality going into the job, that prideful mentality where I feel like, oh, they need me, you know what I mean? And I'm here, what can I do, instead of coming in present and sharing my thoughts and my ideas and just taking that stand and just being a teacher. And I don't know why I didn't do that, but I freaked out and I got stiff, I just got numb, and it was very overwhelming and a lot of pressure. But I think now that I'm a lot better, I take it a lot more seriously. It was hard, but I took a risk in staying because I was applying to different jobs and I was ready to bounce. But I felt God telling me to just stay, because I have a bad habit of when I'm not doing well in a certain area, especially when it comes to career. I just run away and I leave and I find somewhere else, and then I have the same issues at the other job and I leave, and I have the same issues at the other job and I leave. And I feel like that season, it was for me to be stretched because I encountered things I never encountered before. I had to stand up for myself a few times, you know what I mean? And I'm not used to doing that. And in the last preschool I worked at, I was working under someone that I know, so I had someone always having my back, you know what I mean? And to be somewhere else where I don't have that, and it's not like that, I'm still a little staying up for myself. It's whoa, this is deep, you know what I mean? Maybe I took that risk and stayed and stuck it out, because I feel like now I'm growing. Now I'm starting to understand what it really means to be a teacher and what it takes, and it's not just any job. Second one was stay confident in who I am, and I am, okay? Not only in looks and attire and clothes or whatever, but just yourself, just you. And also different areas of your life too that you're not too confident in, because there are still certain areas I'm not super confident in. But holistically, as I've been on this journey, I think I'm this close. I'm almost there. So when I say that I'm confident, I mean it. I'm very close. Confidence is key to a lot of things, and it's not easy to have it. It's not easy to maintain it. It's not even easy to really walk in it sometimes, because then you're looked at as, oh, she thinks she's all that, and bag of chips are oh, he thinks he's all dope, and okay, but it's just kind of man, you don't know my story. That's why I walk the way I walk. That's why I talk the way I talk. You know what I'm saying? So confidence is key to a lot of things. Number 4 was be intentional with my words. I get a lot of phone calls from friends, close friends, good friends, and that just need my advice. And I love sharing my thoughts. I love giving advice, and I love encouragement. I like encouraging others. I'm an encourager. I will encourage you until you start to blush okay? Like that's just how I am. I did not want my words to be from me. I want it to be Holy Spirit led. And whenever I was on the phone with my friends and they were sharing and venting, like I was praying the entire time so that whatever's coming out of my mouth is comforting, it's peace, it's convicting, but it's also shaping you to be like, better, to help you on the next step of handling whatever the situation was. So that was something I really wanted to accomplish last year. And I feel like I did. I always give God the praise because I'm just like, this is what I asked for. I want to accomplish this and be more intentional with my words and like, what I say, how I say it, and to make sure that the message, they're getting the message and not Tiffany, like what Tiffany said, but like what God put in my spirit to tell you. You feel me? Number 5 was stay focused. And I'm not really sure if I did that, especially in the area of blogging and writing and dancing. I don't think I really stayed focused enough. I feel like I was flip-flopping on what I should focus on more, and if I should focus on dancing more, if I should focus on writing more. Then I also had to remember that there's a lot more to me than writing and dancing. Like there's a lot more to me than just those 2 things that are my passions, but I know that's something God called me to do. So I want to make sure that I fulfill those things and be obedient to that. So I'm like, what should I focus on more, God? Should I focus on this, that? And there are times I just gave up and I was like, no, I don't even know what I need to focus on. I'm just about to just go to work, make this money, and call it a day. And then just kind of like when I find myself going down that path, I just like forgetting about my passions. I was completely off just as a person. Like I just felt off. I was just off. And then once I started getting back into it, I kind of felt like better. Like I was like myself, because like those things are in a way a part of me. I'm not my gifts, but it's something that God has given to me to use to bless others, like through my writing, through my dancing. So I just want to make sure that I uphold that. So staying focused, I'm not sure if I really mastered that last year, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to do that this year. So yeah. And there's number 6, which is be more mindful of what I share and with who. Say no more. Enough said. I just need to work on that. Not that I would tell a ton of people like my entire business, whatever, but there were certain situations and circumstances where I said the wrong thing to the wrong person and things just got like mad. It's crazy weird. So I'm just kind of like, okay, lesson learned, God, lesson learned. So be mindful of what I share and with who. Next one was number 8. That one was save money. I'm still working on it. Okay, don't judge me. I'm still working on it. All right, so that's a work in progress. I'm good at saving, don't get me wrong, but for some reason I feel like something always comes up where I have to keep pulling from my savings, and I'm guilty of pulling money out of my savings to like get food. So I'm really guilty of that. So I've been working on not to do that anymore, and I've been doing pretty good. So And number 9 was stop assuming. Number 10 was stop worrying. The stop worrying part, as I'm planning this wedding, I think I worry at least once a week. At least once a week, you know. It just happens. It just happens, you know what I mean? So I still need to work on that too. I don't think I said travel. That was number 7. But I wanted to travel more, and I did not. Bummer. But then again, traveling takes time and patience to plan, and I honestly don't think I had that last year. And knowing the way my finances were set up, my bank account was set up, and all that stuff, I'm not sure if it was actually really gonna happen anyway. But it was worth a shot, and I didn't take that shot. Number 11 was encourage myself more often, and I did do that, and I had to do it a lot, especially like, you know, at work, just reminding myself of like who I am, and like, I forgot to put on foundation. Yeah, especially like, you know, at work, just remind myself of who I am, like knowing that, like, you know, I am good, you know, and like, you know, I can do this, and you're awesome, Tiffany, like, you know, and just encouraging myself. And I just had to do that. I just had to remember whose I am and who I am, and knowing that I can't do it alone, and just reminding and encouraging myself in that area. Whoops, I forgot to put some concealer right here, so because may have this smile lines them. Ignore my patois. Imperfect, but yeah. So I think I did pretty well in that area last year, although it was hard. Even when I did encourage myself, doubt came creeping through like hello. So I had to, like, you know, snatch doubt's wig real quick and just say, no, Tiffany, you were made for this. You're good at what you do. Just keep pressing on. Show more emotion in my dance movement. And I think being part of my church's dance ministry, I've been doing pretty well in that area. Well, kind of, sort of. I feel like now I'm starting to really notice it. It's hard to make a face, like dance expressions with my face. Like, I find it hard to do that because I overthink a little bit. So I'm like overthinking, like, you know, oh, it's just like a powerful song, like I need to like. It's always been a struggle for me in that area. Even in the last dance company that I was in, I was just kind of like, show it in your face, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know how. I don't know how. I need help. So that's something I want to, like, you know, work on. Show more emotion in my dance movement and in my face. I didn't write that down, but like my facial expressions when I dance, when there's like those powerful moments in the song where I should be like going in and like, you know, have the face and everything, it just doesn't happen. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. Pray for me. The next one was relax. I think I get too amped up, and especially when I'm like worried or like concerned about something, I don't know how to just relax and just let God just take full control. There's a scripture that says And it's along these lines, kind of like, who you don't need to know everything along the way. Basically, you guys like, I got this. I'll manage your steps. You know what I mean?